Hello, my name is Celeste Williams, and on this channel we talk all about family. So welcome to the channel if you've never been here before. Today I want to talk about loving people their way and not your own. And see, we all view love differently, and we're affected in our views of love in a couple different ways. One can be just childhood and the way that we're raised. The other could just be maybe belief systems, genetic makeup, what we've seen and grew in our life. It all affects the way that we feel love. Everybody views love differently, and sometimes we think that we're loving people, but really we're not loving in their love language, which I want to bring to your attention an awesome, wonderful book. This book actually changed my life forever. I really do believe that. It was one of those life-changing books that helped me connect in relationships and helped me see that I actually wasn't showing people love. I was in my way, but not in their way. And that is The Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Awesome book. Highly recommend it. And through this book, he really teaches us that there are 5 general categories of how people feel love. Okay, so I'm going to come into this book and I'm just going to read you the 5 different categories. We have words of affirmation, so being lifted up, edifying, complimenting, okay? Noticing what somebody does. Words of affirmation, number 1. Number 2, quality time. So spending time, not in the mundane things, but actually spending quality time with someone, enjoying their presence. That's love language number 2. Number 3 is receiving gifts. Some people just love to give. They're gift givers, therefore they love to receive gifts. That's how they feel loved. Number 4 is acts of service. So just doing kind things for people. Number 5 is physical touch, so touchy-feelingness. Now, number 5 I think is an important one because I think oftentimes when we think of physical touch, we as women especially can tend to think of men, and when we think of physical touch, some of us see as our men as just like, they're just a man, you know, they're perverted, maybe that's all they think about, but when really, that's actually a love language that, now some people do have a problem with it, don't mistake me, but for some, this is a real deal love language. Like, they feel loved when they are being touched. I don't only have a husband like that, but I have a child like that, a little girl who is all about physical affection. At 9 years old, she'll still jump up on my lap and want to sit with me in my lap and watch a movie. In my mind, I'm thinking, you're getting a little old for this, but I also know her love language, which is physical touch. She loves to hug, snuggle, squeeze, trip, and anything to do with touching. She just loves it. It's just part of her little girl personality. It's how she views love and receives love, okay? So physical touch is a love language. So let me give you just kind of the basics of how this works. I, for instance, am a words of affirmation girl, so I am a person naturally that will edify people, lift people up, compliment people, encourage people. Since that is the way that I view love, that's the way that I receive love. When you do those things for me, that's when I feel loved, because that's how I personally see love. I'm also, acts of service, so I love to do things for people, kind gestures for people. Therefore, if somebody does them for me, that's how I feel loved. My husband is a gift giver, and he's wonderful at it. He really listens and pays attention, and he knows how to give a good gift. Now, when I was young, I can remember thinking to myself, like, he'd have $5 in his pocket, and he would go out and he would buy me flowers or something. And when he got home, he would tell me, look, I spent our $5 on flowers for you. And in my small, narrow mind, I would be thinking, what? You spent the last of our money on flowers for me? Well, why would you do that? And really, in all reality, I should have been seeing that was his greatest expression of love, that he spent what he had left on a gift for me to show me how much he cared about me and how he loved me. But I couldn't see it that way because it's not my love language. Now that I look back, I see the effort that was put into that. But because I'm wired differently, I could not see that, okay? So we have to learn how to connect with other people and see how they see love. And we have to fill that void. Because listen, we can say that we love somebody all that we want to, but unless there's action put behind those words, I'm not going to feel loved by you, okay? I might know in my head that, yeah, they love me, but am I going to feel it? And in our humanity, we need to actually feel the love of another individual. You know, they did a study on babies in a hospital once, and these babies were babies that kind of got left, and they didn't have moms and dads, and, you know, there was only so many nurses, so they weren't actually getting held and getting the physical touch and snuggles that, like, a baby would get, and those babies literally almost died. And they say it's because they literally could not feel the love that they need. Listen, God built us with this instinct that knowing that we need love. We need that in our life. So we have to learn how to show people love in their love language. So I would totally recommend this book again, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. You can probably buy it on Amazon. Go check it out from your local library. It is a wise investment. We have to work on filling empty voids in the people around us life, okay? If you don't see a void, then you're not looking, because everybody has one. Everybody has an area where they need uplifting or they need you to fill, okay? And God put you on this earth with your family to fill the voids of the ones in your household, okay? So we have to learn how to do that. So we have to learn how to get on other people's levels. And the great thing about after you read this book is you're going to find that even after a couple conversations with a random human, that you can almost spot and detect what their love language is after reading this book. You're going to be able to pick out the things and the different types of love languages that they are. So it's so awesome. And listen, once I read this book and I started coming on that level with other people, it helped me in my life so much, so much. So I just wanted to give you that today, and I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.